Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first Monday Night Football game of the season. This is the last game of the NFL's kickoff weekend, and we have the Buffalo Bills taking on the New York Jets. This is the debut of Aaron Rodgers in a Jets uniform, his first regular season game since being traded to the New York Jets from the Green Bay Packers. In addition, we have Josh Allen, who is leading the Buffalo Bills, coming off of a really strong season last year. Unfortunately, didn't finish out the way that they were hoping to, but they are hoping, seriously, to start their quest to topple the Kansas City Chiefs and claim the title of AFC champions and hopefully get to the Super Bowl themselves. They begin that journey with the New York Jets, who have new life breathed into them as well. Both teams have new life breathed in, with Kansas City losing earlier this week. The Bills certainly have that instilled hope. And the New York Jets have that life breathed into them with the new quarterback, Aaron Rodgers, who they hope will kickstart a journey for them too. Thank you so much for joining us here at Birds Nest Media. I'm Joe Donahue, and we are live streaming this game. This game does have some importance for Eagles fans. It's two AFC teams, so it doesn't necessarily impact directly standings or what have you, but it's important for Eagles fans because the Philadelphia Eagles will be facing both of these teams later on in the season. The Eagles will be facing off against the Aaron Rodgers-led New York Jets around the time of week 6, I believe. And then later on this season, the Eagles will be going through a gauntlet stretch and will be facing off at home in primetime against the Buffalo Bills. That's actually one of the Kelly Green jersey games, so that's going to be exciting. But the Eagles are going to be paying very close attention to both of these teams because the Eagles want to get back to the Super Bowl themselves, and they want to win the Super Bowl, and they're using the Super Bowl as motivation that they had, for the most part, gone through last year. And the Eagles have an opportunity to capitalize on that this year and capitalize on the momentum that they had from the last season and build on that. As we know, and if you haven't checked out our recap video, you know that the Eagles won against the New England Patriots, getting the season started off on the right foot, even if there are some issues that need to get worked out. Certainly, there's a lot of reason for hope for Eagles fans, and this will give us an opportunity to take a look at both of these teams. Tonight's game will give us an opportunity to take a look at both of these teams and just see what's going on here, and hopefully we can learn a little bit about them. Certainly, again, the Eagles are going to be watching this in the hopes of preparing for them later on down the line. Maybe not necessarily right now. The Eagles will have only have a couple of days before Thursday Night Football when they open up the season at home against the Minnesota Vikings. So that'll be fun. This is an important game for the Eagles to be paying attention to, because it involves two future opponents. It certainly involves it's certainly an important game to pay attention to for Eagles fans. They are doing the introductions now, and they have Aaron Rodgers running out onto the field with the American flag, the first time that he is taking the field and MetLife Stadium as a New York Jet. We appreciate you hanging out here. This is a game that you could be watching in many, many places. It's being broadcast live on ESPN. If you're in the broadcast areas for the New York Jets or the Buffalo Bills, it's probably on your local ABC channel. So you could be listening to Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. You could be listening to local broadcasters. You could be listening to a number of other folks that are live streaming this game. But instead, you're hanging out here and tuning into the Game with Birds Nest Media, and I appreciate you taking the time to do so. So thank you so much for hanging out and enjoying the evening with us. This is the last game of NFL kickoff weekend. This is the first weekend of the NFL season, the NFL regular season. Week 1 comes to a close after this game, so we will be well on our way here. And how appropriate it is that on this particular day, on September 11th, 22 years ago, we had the devastating, heartbreaking September 11th attacks on the World Trade Center. This game being played in the Meadowlands in the shadow of the New York City skyline. They're honoring at this time the NYPD and the NYFD as they roll out the full field American flag and they sing the national anthem. "22 years ago, I was in elementary school where we were all pulled out of class on this day as the news was unfolding, and we had family members coming by, picking us up from school early. It was a rough day, even though when I was in elementary school, we didn't really know what was going on. So it was a certainly disheartening, devastating attack that occurred at the World Trade Center on September 11th. But it was a moment that allowed us to come together as a country. And that's why we always take a moment to pause and remember. Certainly, these are the most recent attacks that we have incurred as a nation. And even though we're going to be sitting down and watching a football game and sitting down and playing a football game standing up and playing a football game for those who are on the field, the fact that this particular game is taking place in the shadows of the New York City skyline 22 years after that devastating day gives us an important moment to be grateful for those who continue to serve us in so many varied ways. Just kind of hanging out here. I appreciate you taking the time. Appreciate you joining us. We are just a few minutes away from kickoff. So I appreciate, again, those of you who are hanging out, watching this last game of kickoff weekend here. So we've got this going on. Feel free to chime in the chat. Feel free to offer your thoughts, your insights, what you're experiencing or what you're excited about over the course of this game. Things that you're not excited about. Can't wait to have you. Glad to have you along for the ride here. We are just a couple of minutes away from kickoff. It is 72 degrees and raining over in the Meadowlands at MetLife Stadium. 88% humidity, winds coming from the north at 3 miles an hour. That's your weather report for the start of this game. We are almost ready to go. We are approaching kickoff here. This is a big divisional rivalry. Both teams are part of the AFC East. And again, this is the final game of NFL kickoff weekend here. So, looks like Buffalo has won the Buffalo is going to start the game here with the football. So the Jets are kicking it away, and the kick is away. We are underway, folks, and that's going to start off as a touchback. So far this game, I haven't seen any. So far this weekend, actually, I haven't seen any teams capitalize on the new rule change that allows a team to fair catch the football behind the 25-yard line on a kickoff, and the ball gets placed at the 25. Josh Allen in the gun. Man goes in motion, takes a snap. He throws. It is caught by Stefon Diggs. That's going to be a pickup of about 7. It's going to put them at the Buffalo 32-yard line. We are underway here. 2nd and 3 coming from the Buffalo 32. Josh Allen in the gun. Back to his left. Takes a snap. Throws. It is caught. And before the first down is Hardy on the reception there. That's going to be a 5-yard pickup. It brings them to the 37-yard line. And 1st and 10 for Buffalo. First and 10. Josh Allen lines up under center, man in the backfield, takes the snap, hands it off to Hardy, who's going to power forward for about, let's call that about 4 yards there. They're going to officially give him about 3, so it's going to be 2nd and 7 from the Buffalo 40. And that was Cook, I apologize, on the run. Stop was delivered by the Jets by Johnson and Franklin Myers. 2nd and 7. Josh Allen in the gun, man to his left. Takes a snap, hands it off, and that run's going to get about nowhere. They pick up about 2 yards, so I mean it's not nothing, but he runs right into defenders, and he can't bounce off of them and keep churning yards. So it's going to be a 2-yard pickup, brings up 3rd and 5 from the Buffalo 42-yard line. Critical 3rd down here for both teams. Buffalo certainly wants to keep this drive going, get the game started on the right foot for them. The Jets want their opportunity to shut this down and get the ball on their end. Josh Allen making some changes, lines up in the gun, back to his right, sends Stefon Diggs in motion, takes the snap, he's back, he fires a strike, and it is incomplete, broken up by number 4 of the New York Jets, and that is going to bring up 4th down, and that is going to send the Buffalo punting unit onto the field. And the Jets are celebrating that big 3rd down stop there. I don't think it was even like really broken up. That looks like it was just a bad throw by Allen there. He threw it kind of behind him. Reed was there. The punt is away, and it's going to be fielded at the 12-yard line by the Jets, and that's going to bring up 1st down for New York. And on to the field comes Aaron Rodgers for the first time as a New York Jet in the regular season. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the New York Jets' 12-yard line. All kinds of Aaron Rodgers fans in the stands. Many Green Bay fans checking out their former quarterback. Rodgers lines up under center, man in the backfield. Takes the snap. He's back. He hands it off to number 20, who's going to break through and get a 1st down, a whole lot more, to the 30. 35-40 is where he's going to get pushed out of bounds there. That is Hall on the reception. Hall on the handoff there. That was a 26-yard pickup. He gets pushed out of bounds officially at the Jets' 38-yard line. So that will bring up a Jets 1st down. That is Breece Hall there on the big run. So 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Rodgers in the gun, takes the snap, he's back. He is avoiding pressure. He missed tackle, and he just kind of throws it away. Incomplete, 2nd down. He had to go on the move there. He was under significant pressure. Oliver was the defender getting the pressure on him, who just kind of blows right through. And he also gets pressure from number 50. Number 50 is the one that actually gets the hit on him. But Oliver is the one that's applying the last pressure that makes him throw it away. Rodgers lines up in the gun, back to his right. Receivers to the near side. He takes a snap. He's back. He's looking. He is under pressure. Hit as he throws, and it's tipped and incomplete, and there is a flag on the play here. So we'll see what this flag is, folks. It's going to be defensive holding on Bernard. That's going to result in a 1st down for the New York Jets. So that'll bring up 1st and 10 from the Jets' 43-yard line. Appreciate you hanging out here, folks. If you wouldn't mind liking and subscribing to Bird's Nest Media, that'd be appreciated. Really helps the channel out. Aaron Rodgers lines up in the gun, back to his left. He takes the snap. He's back. He's looking. There is pressure, and he is going to get sacked marked down at about the 33-yard line is where they'll give it for the forward progress part. So he lost about 10 yards there, and that is going to bring up 2nd and 20 from the New York Jets' 33-yard line, and Rodgers is on the ground. And he's going to get checked out by trainers here. If you're a Jets fan, it looks like he might be okay. That was a little bit of a weird fall on the ground there. That's Floyd on the sack. So that's huge for Buffalo there because that makes it 2nd down and 2 sticks. Yeah, that was a little bit of a weird fall. Rodgers is being helped off of the field. He's moving his legs on his own there, but he's being helped off, so they're going to check him out. And that brings in Zach Wilson. To be the quarterback. Wilson's going to line up with an empty backfield. He's going to take the snap, and he's back, and he fires, and it's going to be caught down at about the 40-yard line is G. Wilson. That would be G. Wilson there. That's going to be a 7-yard pickup. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 13. Zach Wilson is the quarterback right now. I got to pull up a little chart here to get my roster going, so I apologize about the not having the first name there. Wilson in the gun, back to his left. He takes the snap. He's back. He's looking. He throws. It is caught by number 32, who's going to get to just beyond the 45-yard line. About the 46-yard line is where you're going to mark him down. That is 4th and 7. That was Carter on the reception. Brought down by Hyde and Milano for the Bills, and that is going to bring up 4th and 7, and that's going to bring on the Jets punting unit. They're taking their time there. Morstead back to punt. Deontay Hardy is back for the Bills to return it. And the kick is away. And it's going to be bouncing at the 21, and it takes a Bills bounce over to about the 25, 26-yard line. They're actually going to mark it out of bounds at the 24. We've got about 9.5 minutes left to play in the first quarter. It is 1st and 10 for Buffalo when we come back from the commercial break here. That was a 30-yard punt by Morstead that bounced at the 20 and took a Buffalo bounce there. So it went out of bounds. Let me get my we have a chart here that we usually get the flip card that has the roster. So let me go ahead and pull that up here. That'll make it a little easier on here. Garrett Wilson was the receiver earlier. So we're just hanging out. I appreciate you taking the time. Appreciate you joining us. Please feel free to like and subscribe to Bird's Nest Media. I appreciate you. We do cover the Philadelphia Eagles predominantly. We cover the National Football League a little bit more generically. We're going to try to get you as many games as we can here over the course of this season. So I appreciate, again, you taking the time to share this afternoon, evening with us, wherever it is you may be. In case you're just joining us, Aaron Rodgers is down and out with an injury that occurred a couple plays into his first drive as a New York Jet. Zach Wilson is the quarterback for the Jets right now. Rodgers is still in the tent, in the medical tent, so they're looking at him, figuring out what's going on. It is Bills football, though, right now. We are inside of 9.5 minutes to play in the first quarter. The Bills have it on their own 24-yard line. It is first and 10. Looks like they might actually have it at their own 23 based on the spot. Allen lines up in the gun, takes a snap, and there is already, I don't know what was going on here. There's definitely a flag. And they're calling it false start on Dawson Knox. So that kind of was a really that was a weird start. I can definitely see why that was a false start there. So that's going to bring up first and 15 from the Buffalo. Officially, it says Buffalo 19, but it's more accurately at the 18 based off of how they're spotting this. Allen in the gun, back to his right, takes the snap. He hands it off to the back, number 4, who's going to pick up about 5 yards there. He's going to pick up the penalty yards, maybe a little bit short. Now he's going to get up to about the 23-yard line, so it is second and 10. Again, I have a stats site over here on my right that's reporting it as second 11, but that is wrong because they're actually spotting the football at the 28-yard line, and that was 10 there. So it's second and 10. Allen takes a snap, throws it over to Hardy. He's going to gain about a yard there, so that's going to bring up third and 9 from the Buffalo 24-yard line. They finally corrected it over here on my stats report here. So that's third and 9. And Rodgers is going on the cart and going back to the locker room. So that you're not liking that if you are a Jets fan. Allen in the gun. Back to his left. Takes a snap. He's back. He's looking. He is getting pressure, and he's going to take off running. Crosses the 30, crosses the 30 down marker to the 35, down at about the 38-yard line is where they're going to mark him down. That's going to bring up a first down for Buffalo. It was a 14-yard run by Josh Allen. It was definitely did not look to be a designed run, but the pocket was collapsing around him, and so he saw the hole and went forward and picked up the 14 yards there. And it's now first down at the 38-yard line. Allen in the gun, takes the snap. He's back. He's looking. He fires. It is caught by number 11, who's going to get to about the 40 and get pushed out around the 41-yard line. That is Hardy on the reception there. That's a 3-yard pickup, brings up second and 7. We are at about 7 minutes left to play in the first quarter here, folks. Allen in the gun, back to his left. Slot to the far side. Takes a snap. He's back. He hands it off, and they're going to run and get the first down and get marked down around the 50-yard line, and that is Cook on the run there. That is an 8-yard pickup. It does bring up first and 10. They're going to mark him down at the 49-yard line. So that is first and 10 from the Buffalo 49 coming up for you in just a moment. Got about 6.5 minutes left to play in the quarter. Allen lines up in the gun, back to his right. He takes a snap. He's back. He fires. It is caught at the 50 and then gets down to the 45. That is number 88. That's Knox on the reception. That's a 6-yard pickup. He's going to get pushed out by Reed, who will keep it from getting for much more there. But that does bring up 2nd and 4 from the Jets' 45-yard line, and Rodgers is limping off of the field back to the locker room. That's not good. Allen lines up in the gun, back to his left. He takes a snap. He's back. He fires a strike, and that is going to be caught by Stefon Diggs down to the 30-yard line of the New York Jets. That will bring up another Bills first down, and that is Stefon Diggs there. That is Diggs' second reception of the night for 22 yards. He's 2 for 3 so far tonight. We've got Allen now in the gun. 1st and 10 from the 30. He takes a snap. He's back, and the pocket's going to collapse, and that's a sack. And that is going to be a loss there of about 9 yards. That's going to push him back to about the Jets' 39-yard line. We are inside of 5 minutes left to play in the first quarter. This first quarter is moving pretty quickly, so appreciate you hanging out with us, folks. If you wouldn't mind liking and subscribing to Bird's Nest Media, we do cover the Philadelphia Eagles mostly, but we're trying to bring you as much football access as we can. Allen lines up in the gun, takes a snap, he throws, it's caught. Gets to about the 35-yard line. That is Knox on the reception there. So that is going to bring up 3rd down and 15. And we are just at about the 4-minute mark in the third quarter. No score so far. Buffalo is driving, though. And they are probably in pretty close, if not in, pretty close to field goal range. Allen lines up in the gun, empty backfield. He takes a snap. The pocket's collapsing, but he's looking. He's able to dodge that, and he throws, and that's going to be caught by number 22 down about the 25-yard line, gets to about the 22-yard line before he's brought down. That is Harris on the reception, and that is going to be a 13-yard pickup brought down by Williams for the Jets, and that is going to bring up 4th and 2 for the Buffalo Bills. And that is going to send on the kicking unit. And Tyler Bass is the Bills kicker. So he's on to attempt the field goal. This is a 40-yard attempt. The snap, the hold, the kick is good. And with 3 minutes and 5 seconds left to play in the first quarter, it is the Buffalo Bills who strike first. They draw the field goal, and it's 3-0 Buffalo. And there is a timeout on the field. Again, the really, really scary news for Jets fans is the fact that Aaron Rodgers was injured on the first drive. He was helped off of the field, brought into the medical tent, and then he was loaded onto the cart and brought over to the locker room. He was able to kind of limp from the tunnel area, but you wonder what's going to happen with the Jets now that their starting quarterback, the one that they spent a lot of capital on, is now in the locker room. We certainly hope to hear very good news coming out of that. At this point, it's dubious. I would be very, very dubious about his return to the game. We'll see what happens there, but he's going to get looked at in the locker room and figure out what's going on there. But that's not the way that you want to see your new starting quarterback get the season off to the start of, if you are a Jets fan. So you hate to see that. I appreciate you guys hanging out. This is the last game of NFL kickoff weekend. It is Monday Night Football here. It's the first Monday Night Football offer of the season. I appreciate you hanging out. We've got all kinds of great stuff planned here at Birds Nest Media. Again, we principally focus on the Philadelphia Eagles, but we do cover National Football League stuff when the opportunity arises. So I certainly invite you to subscribe to Birds Nest Media, regardless of which team you are affiliated with. It really helps the channel out. We all have a deep love for the sport of football, and while we may have our favorite teams and what have you, it's certainly a great opportunity to just hang out and watch a great game. Last night we suffered through possibly the worst game in recent memory, the worst primetime game in recent memory, and the Jets are here to try to clear the stench out. We are back from commercial. The kick is away, and it is fielded at about the 5-yard line. And you're going to get out to it the 20 and bounce out of bounds at about the 24-yard line. So that will bring up New York Jets football. And Zach Wilson comes back out to field the offense for the New York Jets. Again, Aaron Rodgers leaving in the first drive due to injury. He had a really weird kind of hit in one of the earliest plays, so Wilson came in. Wilson's going to line up in the gun with the back to his right. Receivers to the near side. Wilson takes the snap. He fires incomplete, and they are going to throw a flag here. They're probably going to get Wilson for something. The officials are talking. Carl Cheffers is the referee. He's been an NFL referee for 16 seasons. They're probably talking about whether or not there was intentional grounding going on. Somebody definitely threw a flag. They're going to call that an eligible receiver downfield on Mekhi Becton. So that will bring up, it will still be Buffalo ball. That's going to be first and 15. I'm sorry, it's going to be Jets ball. First and 15 from the Jets 17-yard line. No, it's not. The Jets 22-yard line. Something's up with these stats here. Stats are a little bit ahead of the live broadcast. There's another flag down. It's another offensive foul. And that is going to be, that's a false start. So that's what pushes them back to first and, that's what pushes them back to second, or to first and 17 there. So. All right, Wilson in the gun, takes a snap, empty backfield. He's back, he throws. It's caught by number 33 down around the 20. He is going to be marked down inbounds. Oh, they did decline the penalty on the ineligible downfield. Okay, so it is third down. 3rd and 12. Wilson in the gun, back to his left. Slot to the near side. Takes a snap. It's back. He's looking. He fires a strike, and that is caught by number 10 down around the 41-yard line. It's going to get up to about the 43-yard line is where he's going to get brought down. That is Allen Lazard, another former Packer on the Jets offense. Now, So Wilson to Lazard, that was a 22-yard pickup, and that does bring up a New York Jets first down. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 43-yard line with about, let's call it, inside 2 minutes at this point left to play in the first quarter here. Wilson lines up under center, takes the snap, he hands it off, and it's going to get up to about the 48-yard line before he's brought down. That is Dalvin Cook on that run there. So that is going to bring up 2nd and 5 from the Jets' 48-yard line. Wilson lines up under center, takes the snap, tosses it into the backfield, and they're going to get dropped in the backfield. That's Dalvin Cook again. They're going to lose pretty much all of what they picked up there. And there will be one more play left in this quarter. We are inside of a minute left to play in the first quarter here. It's going to bring up 3rd and 9 from the Jets' 44. Must get to the Buffalo 47. Wilson takes the snap. He's back. He's looking. He's getting pressure, and he's going to get sacked down about the 32-yard line, and that will bring us to the end of the first quarter. So there is Buffalo on the board, 3-0, and we're probably going to see, when we come back from the break, probably going to see the Jets punting unit come onto the field because that's 4th and 21 from the Jets' 32-yard line. So we will most likely see the punting unit come back when we come back from the quarter break here. But I appreciate you taking the time to hang out. It was definitely an exciting first quarter here. Again, as I said, Aaron Rodgers taking an injury in the first quarter, in the first drive of the first quarter. It's not what you want to see. So, if you are a Jets fan, certainly hope that he is okay. Jets went significantly out of their way to try to get him over the course of the offseason. There was all kinds of drama, all kinds of will the Packers trade Rodgers? Will Rodgers even play, or will he retire? He had the whole darkness retreat that occurred shortly after Super Bowl 57. So I remember hearing all about that, and he came back, and he didn't really have any kind of a decision after the darkness retreat, or at least no public decision, and then he was getting allegedly all kinds of mixed signals from the Packers about whether or not they wanted to move on from him. It was a whole nightmare of a thing. So, but the Jets went out of their way to try to court him and try to get him, and to see him now in the locker room injured, it's disheartening for Jets fans. While he was in, Rodgers was 0 for 1, so he had a quarterback rating of 39.6. I'm double checking exactly how many plays he made it. He made it 4 plays in. Rodgers' 4 plays were a handoff to Breece Hall, which got about a 26-yard run. An incomplete pass. He was really just kind of throwing it away there. He was under significant pressure. A defensive holding, and then a sack. And it was on the sack that he was injured. We are back from the break. Morstead is out to punt, and The punt is away, and it's fielded at about the 29-yard line. Fair caught by Hardy, and that is going to be a Buffalo first down. Josh Allen through the first quarter was 8 for 9 for 54 yards. No touchdowns, no interceptions. Josh Allen fakes the handoff, and he's going to get stuffed behind the line of scrimmage. Allegedly, they're ruling him that forward progress was stopped. They're ruling the forward progress was stopped, and so therefore it was no fumble. It looked like there might have been a fumble. Yeah, that forward progress was stopped, and then when he hits the ground, the ball pops out. So that is a sack, but they're ruling the Jets thought that they had stripped, and they did get the ball out, but the officials are going to rule that forward progress was stopped. They are actually reviewing this. It was being reviewed. I'm not sure if it was a coach's challenge. I don't think it was a coach's challenge. It was replay assist. I think it was they took an extra look at it, but they are confirming a forward progress stopped ruling, so it is going to remain Buffalo football 2nd and 12 after the sack. That's going to put them at their own 27-yard line. Allen in the gun, back to his left. He takes a snap. He throws. It's going to be caught down around the 30, brought down around the 31 is where they're going to mark him down. That is Cook on the reception there. 4-yard pickup. So that is James Cook on the pickup there. So that will bring up 3rd and 8. Allen lines up in the gun. Cook to his left. Now he goes in motion up to the line. So empty backfield. Takes a snap. Allen back, rolls to his left. He throws a deep bomb, and it is going to be picked off by number 3, and he's going to be marked down around the Jets' 4-yard line is where they're going to mark him down. But that is basically a long punt there. So that is going to be an interception. That is Jordan Whitehead on the interception. And it is going to be 1st and 10 for the New York Jets when they come back from the break. It was a punt because it was 3rd and 8 at the Buffalo 31. He was looking for number 11 of the of the Buffalo Bills, which is Deontay Hardy was who he was looking for. So he way overthrew him, and it was picked off by Whitehead. Pretty heads-up play there to see the ball coming to him and getting to it. So that is going to bring up again. That's a first down for New York. Basically, if you're a Bills fan, that amounts to a punt. Yeah, so they're going to officially mark him down at the 4-yard line. That was a pretty deep interception there. Hardy was really in one-on-one coverage, and he just kind of got overthrown, and Whitehead was a little bit deeper than him, so playing in the deep backfield, and just wound up being in the right spot to be able to field that interception. So that does bring up a Jets first down, and that is going to send the Jets offense back onto the field, once again under the leadership of Zach Wilson, but they are lining up in the shadow of their own end zone. Wilson's going to line up under center, man in the backfield. Going to take the snap and hand it off to number 20, who's going to get out to the 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, and he's going to get brought down around the 12-yard line. That was Hall on the run there. That was a 83-yard run brought down by Benford, number 47 of the Buffalo Bills. He finally caught up to him. He kind of made a little cut over to the right, which kind of maybe slowed down or offered the Bills an opportunity to sort of speed through. But there was a giant hole, and they are now deep in Buffalo territory within striking distance. Kept going there, but that is going to bring up, they're going to mark him down at the 13. So it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 13. Wilson lines up under center, man in the backfield, takes a snap, hands it off, and gets back to about the line of scrimmage, maybe picks up 1. So that'll bring up 2nd down. That was a huge run there. Huge run there by Breece Hall. Dalvin Cook was there on that run there. It was a 1-yard pickup. Gets them to the 12-yard line, 2nd and 10. Wilson takes a snap. He's back. He hands it off to Hall again. Who's going to get to about the 10, inside of the 10-yard line, down to about the 8-yard line is where he's going to be finally brought down. So that'll bring up 3rd down and 5 from the Buffalo 8-yard line. Solid 4-yard pickup there. Poyer and Floyd on the stop. 3rd and 5. Wilson in the gun, empty backfield. Inside of 11 minutes left to play in the 2nd quarter. Wilson in the gun, makes the adjustments. Takes the snap. He's back. He's looking. There's going to be pressure. He's going to roll out to his left. He's going to face pressure, hit as he throws, and incomplete, just kind of throws it away. Looking for Dalvin Cook again there. So that brings up 4th and 5, and that is going to bring on the Jets field goal unit. So huge 83-yard run by Breece Hall to start off this drive, and it stalls out, and the Jets are going to have to settle for 3 points. Greg Zuerlein comes on to kick the field goal. Takes a snap, the hold, the kick is good. Right down the middle. And that ties the game. And with 10 minutes and 35 seconds left to play in the first half, the score is tied 3-3. That was a huge play there. Huge drive for the Jets, getting some points on the board. First points in MetLife in the 2023 regular season. The Giants-Cowboys game was played last night, and that was an absolute disaster for the Giants. So, first point by a New York team, by a New York City team in MetLife. So, we're just hanging out here. That drive was 5 plays for 88 yards, took 2 minutes and 27 seconds. Again, Breece Hall coming out there with the 83-yard run. Breece Hall has run twice for 109 yards at this point. Dalvin Cook has run 4 times for 6 yards collectively, averaged about a 1.5 yards there. His longest run was a 5-yard run. Zach Wilson is 4 for 6 on the night so far, 39 yards in the passing game. Josh Allen is 9 for 10 for 58 yards. Neither has a passing touchdown. Neither has thrown an interception yet. Allen has thrown an interception, technically. I don't know why they haven't updated that stat there, but Allen has thrown an interception. Rodgers made it 4 plays before he was injured on a sack. He was carted back to the Jets locker room. He's got a boot on his left leg, his left ankle, so he's going to get looked at. I would not be surprised if he is not coming back in this game. The kick is away. And that's going to go out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So that will bring up Buffalo football 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line. Josh Allen comes back out to take over for the Bills. And that was not the start the Jets fans were hoping to see for their new number 1 quarterback. That was an excellent drive led by Zach Wilson there, getting them their first points. Allen in the gun. Back to his left, takes a snap, hands it off, and it's down at about the 20-yard line. Dropped in the backfield. They're going to lose 5 yards. So it's going to bring up 2nd and 15 from Buffalo 20. That was Williams on the stop there. Williams was able to break through the offensive line and drop Cook in the backfield for the loss. 2nd and 15. Allen in the gun. Takes the snap. He's back. He throws. It's going to be caught by Stefon Diggs, who's going to get to the 30 and pick up the first down around the 35. Brought down around the 37-yard line, and possible timing situation, a little bit chippy, but the Bills are definitely celebrating the first down pickup there. We are inside of 10 minutes left to play in the second quarter. That is Stefon Diggs on the reception. Allen lines up in the gun, back to his right. Play clock at 8. Takes a snap. He's back. He's looking. He throws. It's going to be almost picked off. He was looking for Cook again. Mosley was there on the breakup. It should have been picked off, but it was not. It was incomplete, and so that's going to bring up 2nd and 10. They'll show it on the replay here on the TV, but you're going to see Mosley cut across there right in front of Cook, and it was in his hands, and he just couldn't reel it in. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 10. Allen in the gun, empty backfield, slot to the far side. Takes a snap. He's back. He fires, and that's going to be caught down around the 45-yard line, gets to about the 46. That's going to be Kincaid on the reception there. That's a 8-yard pickup, brings up 3rd down and 2. Allen in the gun, back to his left, Diggs in motion. Takes a snap. He's back. The pocket's going to collapse. He's going to roll out to his left, and then he's going to run to pick up the first down, and he's going to get pushed out of bounds at around the 46-yard line, or at about the about the Jets' 48-yard line. I apologize about that. He does get into Jets territory. That does bring up 1st and 10. We have about 8 minutes left to play in the half. Allen lines up under center, I formation. Takes the snap, dumps it off to number 4, who's going to roll out to his right, get to the 45-40, and then get the first down and pushed out of bounds at about the 36-yard line. There is a flag down on the play, so we'll check the flag. Never mind. I think they were probably picking the flag up. They removed the flag graphic. That is going to be 1st and 10 then from the 36-yard line. Allen in the gun, back to his right. Takes a snap. He hands it off, and it's going to get dropped in the backfield. That is Cook on the run there. Cook was on the run that got them the first down, too. So Cook is going to lose a yard. So it's going to bring up 2nd and 11 from the Jets' 37. We are just at about 7 minutes left to play in the half. Allen's going to line up under center. Cook in the backfield. Allen takes the snap. He's back. He's looking. He fakes a handoff and fires, and it is complete to number 13 down at around the 15. Gets to about the 10-yard line. That's that's Davis on the reception. That's Gabe Davis, number 13. And that's a 26-yard pickup. So that's going to bring up 1st and 10 from the Jets' 11-yard line for the Bills. Allen in the gun, back to his left. Takes a snap, fakes a handoff, dumps it off to Diggs, who's at the line of scrimmage, and picks up about 3 yards. So that's going to bring up 2nd down. We are at 6 minutes left to play in the half. It is 3-3. But the Bills are in striking distance and could get another score here. 2nd and 7 from the Jets' 8-yard line. The Jets can get a first down and not score. I'm sorry, the Bills can get a first down and not score here. Allen in the gun, takes a snap, hands it off, and they're going to get to about the 5-yard line. That'll bring up 3rd and 4. We're inside of 5.5 minutes left to play in the first half. We're at about 5.5 minutes left to play. Or inside of 5.5 minutes left to play in the first half here. We'll probably hit inside of 5 by the time this snap gets off here. Allen lines up in the gun. Back to his left. Man in motion. Takes a snap. He's back. He's looking. There's going to be pressure brought by the Jets, so he's going to roll out to his right. And then that is going to be a touchdown. That's going to be a touchdown. Touchdown, Buffalo Bills, Stefon Diggs. And that will put the Bills up 9-3. There is something that they're going to check there, and that was one of the reasons why I was hesitant a little bit, is I saw he was pretty close to that line of scrimmage, and so they're reviewing, they're talking about it now. All plays are reviewed. That might be an illegal forward pass there. That might be coming back. They're going to say the touchdown stands. So the point after attempt is up and good. That was pretty close. If I'm Josh Allen, I'm little skeeved by that. I would not. I would want to make sure that I'm looking into that and trying to keep that from happening in the future. But the point after is good. The touchdown stands because of the pass being just barely by the rules behind the line of scrimmage. And that is Stefon Diggs on the touchdown. That is the first touchdown of the night by either team. That drive was 11 plays for 75 yards. It took 5 minutes and 52 seconds off the clock. And that was crazy, folks. And I appreciate you hanging out with us. You could be hanging out anywhere, but instead you're choosing to hang out here. And I really appreciate it. We cover Philadelphia Eagles mostly, and then other elements of the National Football League. So please feel free to like and subscribe for all that kind of content. Appreciate you hanging out regardless. You could be hanging out, again, quite literally anywhere, and you chose to hang out here tonight. And I do greatly appreciate it. There is 4 minutes and 43 seconds left to play in the first half. It is 10-3 Buffalo. Both teams have all 3 timeouts. We are hanging out here, and again, I appreciate you taking the time here. Spending your Monday evening with us. This is the last game of the NFL's kickoff weekend here. It was a crazy week. Certainly a lot of games that were closer than people would have liked. It was a defensive slugfest for the most part. My Eagles were not great for most of their game against the Patriots. There's a lot to grow from in that, and not a lot of time to do so for them. There were a lot of other things that were going on as well, a lot of other games that were of interest. This is definitely, of the 2 games that have occurred in MetLife Stadium this week, this is already the better game. So you got 4 minutes and 43 seconds after the touchdown to Stefon Diggs. It is 10-3 Buffalo. Kick is away and it's going to be fielded in the end zone and brought out to the 10, the 15, the 20, the 25, and he's going to get brought down and marked down around the 26-yard line. So that will bring up 1st and 10 for the New York Jets. From their own 26-yard line. That was a 28-yard return. They fielded it 2 yards deep in the end zone. Wilson lines up under center, slot to the near side. Man in the backfield takes a snap, fakes the handoff. He's back. He's looking. He's going to roll out to his left. He's going to throw, and it's going to get caught and gets about 2 or 3 yards there on the run. That is Conklin on the reception. That is a 2-yard pickup brought down by Bernard in for the Bills. So that brings up 2nd and 8 from the Jets' 28-yard line. Wilson lines up under center, takes a snap, dumps it off to number 33, who's going to pick up the first down and a little bit more there. They're going to mark him down at the 38-yard line. That is Cook. Cook on the run there. That's about a 10-yard run. Brings up 1st and 10 from the Jets' 38-yard line. Pushed out of bounds by Poyer on that play. Wilson lines up under center. Cook in the backfield. Takes a snap. He's back. He's looking. He fires, and it's going to be intercepted, and it's going to get down to the 40 and knock down at the 35, and that is number 58 of the Bills, which is Matt Milano on the interception. Pending the result of the flag here, there is a flag down, so we'll see what that penalty is. They're going to get the Bills for unsportsmanlike conduct after the play was over. So that's going to be a 15-yard penalty for taunting following the conclusion of that play. And that is not going to actually impact the interception. So it is going to be Bills football. And that is going to bring up 1st and 10 from midfield after the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty is assessed. It was picked off. That was a 13-yard interception. It was picked off at about the 48-yard line. They finally brought him down at the Jets' 35-yard line, but they did get Milano for taunting there. So that is that wipes out the return and actually pushes him back about 2 yards from where the ball was picked off. So it's 1st and 10 from the 50. Buffalo Bills will be in possession of the football when we come back from the commercial break. What were some of the games that were most exciting for you? What were some of the games that you really liked? That Miami-Los Angeles Chargers game was crazy. I did the math. There were something to the tune of like 9 lead changes over the course of that entire game. It's especially if you include ties or what have you. That was crazy. That was a shootout. If you're looking at shootouts, if you like that was monstrous. Then Seattle getting absolutely demolished by the Rams. Washington, the Washington Commanders got their first win under the era of Josh Harris, who also owns, among other places, the Philadelphia 76ers. Josh Harris brought Joel Embiid down to Washington to watch that season opener. Not sure if that was the best idea for Sixers fans. But he is there. They made a really quick turnaround. They're showing right now on ESPN. They're showing the time lapse for changing the midfield from the Giants logo to the Jets logo for the first time in NFL or in the history of MetLife Stadium. The midfield logo is not the NFL logo. This is the first time that back-to-back primetime games have been held since 1987 at any stadium. First time at MetLife. Allen takes a snap. He throws. It is going to be caught and brought down to about the 43-yard line of the Jets. They're going to mark him out of bounds at the 44. That is Kincaid on the reception. It's a 6-yard pickup. It's going to bring up 2nd and 4 for the New York Jets. We are at about 2 minutes, and by the time we get this off, inside 2 minutes and 40 seconds left to play in the half. We're approaching the 2-minute warning. Allen takes a snap, hands it off to number 4, who's going to get the first down and get down to the 30, 25, and he's going to get pushed out of bounds at about the 20-yard line. There is a flag on the play. So we'll see on this what this flag is. They are picking up the flag. So that is going to be a 1st and 10 for the Buffalo Bills. We have 2.5 minutes left to play in the half. There's been a wild play mismatch over the course of this game. Bills have had significantly more plays. Cook was there on the run. Allen lines up in the gun. Cook to his left, and they're just going to wait and take this over to the 2-minute warning. So we are into the 2-minute warning, folks. And with 2 minutes left to play in the half, it is 10-3 Buffalo. And again, if you are a Jets fan, you did not expect any of this to be occurring. You were hoping to see Aaron Rodgers lead the Jets to hopefully, if not a solid win, at least a competitive loss. But instead, you have Aaron Rodgers in the locker room, very unlikely to return. I got to double check to see what the outcome is on that. I think he's either doubtful or out. I wouldn't be, if he's ruled questionable, he's not coming back. He's in the locker room. He had a boot on his foot when he was going into the locker room. So you do not like to see that if you are a Jets fan there. So you've got Zach Wilson, who has been decent so far. He's 5 for 8 for 41 yards, but he does have the interception, which the Bills are right now working to capitalize on their end. Right now, this is the drive that directly resulted from the interception. This drive is so far gone for 2 plays for 19 yards and taken 1 minute and 8 seconds off the clock. The Bills are at the Jets' 31-yard line with 2 minutes left to play in the first half. So far in this game, James Cook has run for 8 times for 37 yards. His longest run was a 13-yard run over the course of the game so far for the Bills. Josh Allen is the next guy who's run. He's run twice for 20 yards. And then we've got Damian Harris, who's run once for 3 yards for the Bills. Josh Allen is 15 for 18 on the night. He's thrown for 124 yards. He's got a touchdown and an interception. And we're back from the 2-minute warning. Allen in the gun. Back in the backfield, or back to his right. Takes a snap, throws, and it's going to be caught by Stefon Diggs down at around the 25-yard line. That will bring up 2nd and 4 for the Buffalo Bills. They're showing the replay, that was a really bad read by Wilson. He could throw it right to Milano, and Milano just took it and took off with it. Milano's got 4 tackles tonight. He's got 1 tackle for the loss and 1 quarterback hit. Allen takes the snap. He's back. He's looking. He fires. It's going to be caught by number 86, who is Kincaid. That's going to get down to around the New York Jets' 22-yard line. It's going to bring up 3rd and 1. Third and 1 from the Jets' 22-yard line. Allen under center, I formation, takes a snap, and they do a QB sneak, and he's going to get it. And that is a first down. That's a pickup of about 2 there, and it looks like the Bills are going to take their first timeout of the half. They do have 2 remaining here. 40 seconds left to play in the first half. Ball is at the Jets' 20. Appreciate you taking the time to hang out with us here, folks. You could be hanging out anywhere. You could be watching this on your own. You could be watching this with a number of other places, but instead you're choosing to hang out here with us here, or with Bird's Nest Media, and I appreciate you. My name is Joe Donahue. I'm doing this here. We've been a lifelong Eagles fan. Appreciate the opportunity to hang out with you, talk about the Eagles, and talk about football in general. This is already a much better game than the last game we streamed. We streamed the Cowboys and Giants game last night, and I was waiting for them to invoke the mercy rule. Not that there is a mercy rule in NFL football, but I was waiting for them to invent one just that way they could let everybody off of the game. But again, I appreciate you taking the time to hang out with us here. If you enjoy what's going on here, we've got a lot of content. Mostly surrounding the Philadelphia Eagles. Do the Bird's Nest podcast. Our most recent episode was pushed out earlier this morning. We broke down and recapped the Eagles' 25-20 victory over the New England Patriots on Sunday afternoon. So make sure that you check that out. We've had some great interviews. We had Merrill Reese on last week to preview the Eagles season. We had Greg Bishop on a couple weeks ago to talk, Sports Illustrated's Greg Bishop on to talk about the cover story that he wrote on the Eagles quarterback, Jalen Hurts. It was the Eagles' first sort of look into the man who is Jalen Hurts, not just the football player. Coming back from the commercial break, it is 40 seconds left to play in the first half. 1st and 10 from the Jets' 20-yard line. Allen lines up in the gun. Back to his left. He takes the snap. He's back. He's going to get pressure, and he's going to get sacked. Loses about 3 or 4 yards there. Loses about 3 officially, and that's going to bring up another timeout taken by the Buffalo Bills. They have 1 remaining. It's a little quick timeout there. We've got 34 seconds left to play in the second quarter. 2nd and 13 will be coming up once the timeout is over. It's a quick little 30-second timeout here. Bills have 1 timeout remaining. Jets have all 3 timeouts. Unlikely that they're going to be able to use any of them to get their own drive going, but we'll see what happens here. Allen lines up in the gun. Back to his right. Takes a snap. He's going to roll out to his right, and he's going to throw, and it's incomplete, and that is going to be broken up by Williams. He was looking for Cook, who's screaming for a pass interference flag, is not going to get one. That was clean. There was no real contact there. He was making a play on the football, and that will bring up 3rd and 13 from the Jets' 23-yard line. Yeah, I have no idea what contact he's looking for, what penalty he's looking for. There was no contact that would be drawing a flag here. Williams was making a play on the football. Just kind of even really bounced off of him. Allen takes a snap, and he's going to roll out to his left as he tries to fend off the pressure. Gets inside the 20, and is going to get brought down around the 16-yard line, and that will bring up Buffalo 4th down. And that's going to bring on the Buffalo field goal unit. So it's 4th and 6. And now the Jets are taking their first timeout. They have 2 remaining. They want an opportunity to at least take a strike downfield and hopefully get something going on here. There are 20 seconds left to play in this half. We've been doing this for a season and now a game, and it is still very weird to me to see Joe Buck and Troy Aikman on a Monday night. We've been doing it for a season. I'm not sure I'm ever going to get used to that. I will say, hearing Joe Buck's voice on Fox growing up for 20 years, the field goal is up, and it is good. And with 17 seconds left to play in the first half, it's going to be Buffalo 13, New York 3. As I was saying, I'm not sure. It's kind of weird. It's still very, very kind of weird to hear Joe Buck's voice on ESPN on a Monday. Whenever I hear his voice, I always think Sunday afternoon. I very rarely, if ever. It's still weird hearing him on Monday. So Buffalo is going to get set up to kick this away. The Bills have had the ball for just shy of about 20 minutes. That last drive was 9 plays for 34 yards, and it took 2 minutes and 51 seconds off the clock. Bass is there. He's going to kick it away to the Jets. And that's going to go out of the end zone for a touchback. So that will bring up Jets football 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line. Out comes Zach Wilson, who has gone 5 for 8 for 41 yards. He has thrown 1 interception. That interception was the one that led to the Bills' most recent 3 points. He has been in for all but the first 4 plays of this game. Aaron Rodgers going down with an injury following a sack on the 4th play of the game, and he is in the locker room, unlikely to return. Wilson going to line up under center and just knee it into halftime. So that will bring us to the end of the second quarter. And we are at halftime. 13-3 is the halftime score. And, I just got an email. It might be very interesting here. I'm going to take a quick look into this. Ooh. This will be interesting. I cannot wait to... I just got an email here. Possibly some interesting stuff coming out here. But we are at halftime. I don't want to say what it is just yet because I don't want to confirm anything, but this is going to be looking forward to this here. But yeah, the Jets are going to have the second half kickoff when we come back here. So, how we doing tonight, folks? We hanging out? Appreciate you taking the time here. 13-3 at the half. The New York Jets are losing to the Buffalo Bills. Obviously, the biggest story is Aaron Rodgers going down after 4 plays after a sack. It is an ankle injury I'm seeing on the reports now. The x-rays are negative, but he will not return to this game He did have a boot on when he kind of got carted most of the way over to the tunnel, and then he kind of walked a little bit in the tunnel, and then he got carted a little bit more over to the locker room, and then he was walking into the locker room. They were showing some of that footage there, so this is obviously not something that if you are a New York Jets fan that you are particularly enthused about. Your team went out of their way to try to court Aaron Rodgers, even bringing on some of the guys that he was hoping to play with. Guys like Allen Lazard, who has been a presence here in this game. He has one reception for 22 yards. That's that's certainly the longest passing play of the game. It's not the longest play of the game so far, but it is certainly the longest passing play of the game. Randall Cobb was also part of this. He was targeted once, but he was not able to bring in the catch. But your team, if you're a Jets fan, then your team went out of their way over the course of the offseason to try to court Aaron Rodgers and to bring him into the NFL and to bring him into the Jets and hopefully sort of revitalize the Jets offense and help them maybe get off on the right foot going towards making potentially a playoff run. They certainly don't want to be the laughingstock of the AFC East, and they want to make a run, and that's why they brought in Aaron Rodgers. And if you are sitting here, this was his debut in the regular season, for the Jets, and he really just reaches out, and he doesn't really have all that great of a performance in those first couple of plays. He went 0 for 1 on that first play, and he went 0 for 1 on those first 4 plays. There was a handoff. So it was a handoff to Breece Hall. It was an incomplete pass. It was a penalty, and then it was a sack. And it was on the sack that he injured his ankle. It was his left ankle, it looks like, based off of what we were seeing, based off of the footage that ESPN was showing as he was going into the locker room. That's, again, not what you want to see if you're a Jets fan. If you are a Buffalo fan, you definitely much more prefer the experience that you've got going on your end. Josh Allen. He's been doing pretty good. 17 for 21 for 133 yards with 1 touchdown. He did throw an interception, but it was really more of just like a long punt. It was a third and long kind of situation, and he just kind of aired the football out, and the pickoff happened at the Jets' 4-yard line, and that was disappointing. But it was really just kind of a long punt. Was the interception, but that did directly lead to the Breece Hall 83-yard run from the Jets 4 that really should have, could have been resulting in a touchdown for the Jets. So he is really just, that was a really standout play. That's the closest that the Jets have come to scoring a touchdown really all game. That was as deep as they got into Bills territory over the course of the game so far. Again, Breece Hall, 2 rushes for 109 yards, including that 83-yard run there. Dalvin Cook is 5 runs for 16 yards. His longest run was about a 10-yard run. Zach Wilson is on the rushing stats, but that's just because he took a knee at the end of the first half there. Zach Wilson has been 5 for 8 for 41 yards and an interception. Again, on the Bills' end of this, you have Josh Allen, who's 17 for 21 for 133 yards. He's got a touchdown and an interception. That brings up passer rating so far this game of 89.1 compared to Wilson's 35.9 passer rating. Rushing for the Bills, James Cook has run 8 times for 37 yards. His longest was a 13-yard run. And then you have Harris for the Bills. That's Damian Harris, who's run once for 3 yards. Cook has definitely been doing the brunt of the run game for the Buffalo Bills at this point. In the receiving game, we talked a little bit about, I alluded to Lazard. The the Jets have had 5 receptions over the course of 6 receivers. 6 targets, 5 receptions. Lazard was targeted once. He has the longest again. Passing play by the Jets. He is 1 for 1 for 22 yards. Wilson, the other Wilson, on the Jets, that would be Garrett Wilson. He is 1 for 1 as well. He has a 7-yard pickup. Carter for the Jets is 1 for 1 for 6. And then Dalvin Cook has his own reception there. He has a 4-yard reception. Conklin has a 2-yard pickup. Randall Cobb is 0 for 1 so far this game. On the Bills side, Stephon Diggs was targeted certainly the most out of the Bills. He's got the most work on the passing game, on the receiving game. He was targeted 7 times. He caught 6 of those, 54 yards among those 6, including the Bills' only touchdown. An 18-yard reception was his longest play. That touchdown was a little bit sketchy. It actually had to go up to replay because they had to make sure that Josh Allen didn't cross the line of scrimmage. And it looks like, based off of the replay, he had just barely made it on the inside. If he had taken maybe another step forward, or if he were another inch or 2 forward, he would have been making an illegal forward pass, and that would have been no bueno for the Buffalo Bills. But Stephon Diggs has the only receiving touchdown of the game. He has 6 catches for 54 yards. Got Dalton Kincaid as well for the Buffalo Bills. Dalton Kincaid, he was targeted 3 times and caught all 3 for 17 yards. Gabe Davis was targeted once. He's got the next longest play of a 26-yard reception there. He's got the longest passing play, it looks like, for the Bills, 26-yard reception. Damian Harris is 1 for 1 on the passing game for 13 yards. Knox has caught the ball twice for 10 yards. His longest pass was a 6-yard reception. And then you've got Hardy, who's 3 for 4 in the passing game for 9 yards, and Cook, who is 1 for 3 in the passing game for 4 yards. In the defensive end, the standout players for the Jets are going to be Quinnen Williams. Quinnen Williams has 7 tackles and 1 assist. So that is 8 combined tackles. Also, Jefferson, Quentin Jefferson on the Quentin Jefferson has a sack, a 3-yard sack on Josh Allen, and then Woods has a 2-yard sack. That is, Al Woods has a sack for a loss of 2 there. And then Franklin Myers also has a sack for a loss of 9 yards. That's John Franklin Myers, one of their edge guys. Still showing highlights from the game here. There's some really, really good plays, really, really good moments. Again, they're the biggest play of the game so far is the Breece Hall 83-yard run that should have been going to the end zone, but the Bills were able to catch up to him. So we are coming back from the halftime. It is the start of the third quarter, and we are getting ready to get this second half underway here. Quickly on the Bills' defensive end, the biggest defensive performer has been certainly Milano, who had the only interception of the game, or who had the interception by the meaningful interception of the game by the Buffalo Bills. That was a 13-yard interception. Those 13 yards were wiped away by taunting following the interception. Hyde also has 3 tackles and an assist. The Bills have been able to get 2 sacks on on Josh Allen. Or on Zach Wilson. I'm sorry. They have 1 sack on Zach Wilson and 1 sack on Aaron Rodgers. Forgot about that there. I'm trying to get all that sorted there. It's been a little bit more spread of a defensive performance, but the defensive performance by the Bills has been a little bit more meaningful. The Jets do get a touchback there, so it's going to get started from their own 25-yard line. Wilson lines up under center, takes a snap, and dumps it off, and they're going to get to about the 24, so they're going to lose a yard there, and that is Breece Hall. Yeah, so you hate to see that. That is going to bring up 2nd and 10. So they're going to officially rule him no gain. So 2nd and 10 from the Jets' 25. It looked like he was stopped maybe about a yard short of the 25, but they're going to mark him down at 25. 1st and 10, Wilson under center. Takes a snap. Throws. Hit as he throws. Incomplete. He was looking for Breece Hall. And he was hit as he threw. So that is going to bring up a 3rd and 10 for the New York Jets. That's just kind of that big gap there. Some blown coverage by the offensive line of the Jets, and Wilson is hit as he throws. There is some head contact there. I'm surprised they did not catch that. Usually that would be called as roughing there. Wilson in the gun. Back to his left. Takes a snap. He throws, and it is going to be caught right at about the 37, 38-yard line there. That will bring up a 1st and 10 from the Jets' 37. And that is Gabe Wilson. No, that's Garrett Wilson. I apologize. Yeah, Garrett Wilson on the pickup there. That's a 12-yard pickup for the Jets. Brings up 1st and 10. Wilson was the 2022 AP Offensive Rookie of the Year. Zach Wilson takes a snap. He dumps it off to number 33, who's going to get a solid pickup there, and he's going to get pushed out of bounds at about the Jets' 44-yard line. That is Cook there for the Jets. That's Dalvin Cook. So that's going to bring up a 2nd and 3 from the Jets' 44-yard line. Zach Wilson takes a snap and he dumps it off to Breece Hall, who's going to get the first down and more into Jets territory, down to the 40 and brought down at the 35-yard line. That is a first down and 10 from about the 36 is where they're going to officially mark him down. That was a strike there to Breece Hall, and he was able to find the hole and just get going and turn the field into Jets territory. Some good work by the Jets there on making sure that there was a hole open for him. Wilson lines up under center, man in the backfield, sends a man in motion, takes a snap, hands it off to Cook, who's going to run to inside the 30 and pick up probably about the first down if they're going to mark him actually a yard short. So he's going to be down at the 27-yard line. It is 2nd and 1 for the Jets. The Jets are driving here, folks, coming out of the half. They are on the move. Wilson lines up under center. Cook in the backfield. Takes a snap. Hands it off. And he's going to get brought down behind the line of scrimmage there. He's going to get up to about the 28-yard line, so he's going to lose a yard. It's going to bring up 3rd and 2. So that's going to be 3rd down and 2 from the Buffalo 28-yard line. Jets are driving, definitely in field goal range at this point for Zuerlein. Wilson's going to line up in the gun with an empty backfield. Now they're going to make an adjustment, and Cook's going to come in and line up by the right of Wilson. He's going to take the snap and hand it off to Cook, who's going to pick up the first down and get inside of the 25-yard line down to about the 22-yard line. That'll bring up 1st and 10. It might mark him down at the 21, depending on how they spot this. There is a Bills player down on the play here. That's number 97. That is Jordan Phillips, one of the defensive linemen. He's down. He's looking at the trainers, or he's getting looked at by the trainers, and they're going to send this off to commercial break here. That was a 6-yard pickup by Dalvin Cook. And they are going to rule him down officially at the 22-yard line. So got 10 minutes and 48 seconds left to play. Those of you who are Eagles fans watching this, I appreciate you taking the time to watch this. We're doing a little bit of enemy scouting here. The Eagles will face both of these teams later on in the season. The Eagles will face the New York Jets in Week 6, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to double check that real quick. Yeah, they face the Jets Week 6, and then they're going to face the Bills Week 12. So we will see what winds up happening there. Again, the big story out of this game is Aaron Rodgers is out. He was knocked out of the game 4 plays in. He had the plays were a handoff to Breece Hall, an incomplete pass, a play that was wiped out by a penalty, and then a sack, a loss of about 10 on the sack. And it was on the sack in which he injured his left ankle. And he was brought back to the medical tent, and ultimately he was helped off. They didn't bring the cart out onto the field. He was helped back to the medical tent. They checked him out on the sideline, and then they did cart him over to the tunnel, at which point Rodgers, Rodgers was sort of helped through the tunnel, and then the cart brought him the rest of the way to the locker room. But yeah, Rodgers did not make it past the first drive, so it's been Zach Wilson pretty much running this show so far this game for the New York Jets. And you certainly hope that Rodgers is okay if you're a Jets fan, because you definitely want to see your new starting quarterback doing starting quarterback things. Wilson lines up under center, takes the snap, and hands it off. And it's going to get to about the 21, maybe the 20-yard line, a little bit shy of the 20-yard line. That was Breece Hall on the run there. He's going to pick up about a yard. So that is, they are going to mark him officially down at the 21-yard line. It is going to be 2nd and 9. We have we're coming up on about the 10-minute mark here in the third quarter. This quarter already moving a little bit slower. Wilson lines up in the I formation under center. Takes a snap. Hands it off to Breece Hall, who's going to run out, and that's going to be fumbled and goes out of bounds. Going to be fumbled, and it's going to go out of bounds at the Bills' 26-yard line, it looks like. So they're going to lose some yardage there. The Jets are fortunate that ball was able to get out of bounds. That was number 50 on the fumble, forcing the fumble there, Rousseau. So they're going to rule the ball out of bounds at about the 25. So that is going to bring up a 3rd and 13 for the New York Jets. They're 3 for 6 on third down so far tonight. Wilson lines up in the gun. Cook to his left. Takes the snap. Or that's not Cook. But he's going to get all kinds of pressure, and he's going to run back into his own territory. Then he runs back, he throws, and he just kind of throws it away. Incomplete. There is a flag on this play. Uh, 32 is Carter. I apologize. Carter was on the fake handoff. So there are 2 fouls by the Jets, it looks like, based off of what's going on here. McGovern was called for ineligible man downfield. The Jets obviously declined that penalty. And then Ruckert, number 89, was called for offensive pass interference. Both the Jets declined that as well. So that does bring up 4th down for the New York Jets. It is 4th and 13 from the 25, and that's going to send on the kicking unit. We've got Zuerlein on to kick the field goal. It's a 43-yard attempt. Got about 9 minutes and 3 seconds left to play in the third quarter. Takes the snap, the hold, the kick is down the middle and good. And so that is going to bring up 13-6. Sorry, I need to take the flag indicator down here. Apologize, I should have taken that down long before. But it is 13-6 now in favor of the Buffalo Bills. It is a 1-score game at this point. We've got 8 minutes and 59 seconds left to play in the third quarter. Appreciate you taking the time to hang out here, folks. The Eagles will be back in action on Thursday night, the debut of Thursday Night Football. They will be taking on the Minnesota Vikings at home. It's going to be an exciting, exciting game. I'm sure it's always an exciting game when the Eagles are playing at Lincoln Financial Field. And the Vikings will certainly probably be a challenge, but the Vikings will also be sort of present an opportunity for the Eagles to maybe make right a little bit and show a little bit of growth from what they put forward last game. So we'll see what happens on that front there. It is a short week for the Eagles. They had a walkthrough this morning. So you are definitely looking forward to seeing what comes out of this game. They had a walkthrough today. They're going to have a practice probably tomorrow, probably a full practice again on Wednesday, just to, again, iron out a lot of that kind of stuff. And we have and then it'll be game day on Thursday. The Eagles will have a longer week after Thursday's game here. Looks like NFL leadership was doing some food pantry stuff earlier today, so they were showing some of that on the TV here. Zuerlein is on to kick it away for the New York Jets. He's going to kick it off. And it's going to go out of the end zone for a touchback. And so that will bring up Josh Allen again for the Buffalo Bills. We are inside of 9 minutes left to play in the third quarter. Appreciate you hanging out with us. Would love for you to like and subscribe to Bird's Nest Media here. Got some exciting stuff coming out here. Right now, as the game's going on, I've got a little bit of a something in the works here. I don't want to say officially yet what it is because I'm not sure what that's going to wind up looking like here. But Allen takes a snap, hands it off to Cook there, and he's going to lose a yard. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 11 from the Buffalo 24-yard line. The clock is running. Second and 11. Allen in the gun. Back to his right. Takes a snap. He's back. There's pressure. He's going to throw. It's going to be caught down at about the 38-yard line. And that is going to be... Who is that? That's going to be Dawson Knox on that reception. That is a 15-yard pickup. Brings it out to the 39-yard line for Buffalo. He was on the ground basically catching that football there. So Adams was the guy who marked him down. But the ball is at the 39-yard line, and that is a 1st and 10 for Buffalo. Josh Allen lines up in the gun. Back to his left. Takes a snap. Fakes a handoff. Throws. Caught by number 86, who's going to get out to the first down marker, and that is going to be marked down probably about the 48-yard line. Actually, he's going to be about a yard short officially. We have about 7 minutes and 20 seconds left to play in the third quarter. It is 2nd and 1. And that was Kincaid on the reception. It's a 9-yard pickup there. Reed and Adams are credited with the stop. Kincaid tonight is 4 receptions for 26 yards. Allen lines up under center, takes a snap and hands it off to Cook, who's going to get the first down and a little bit more, going to get pushed out of bounds. Probably about a 4 or 5 yard pickup there. They're actually going to roll him out of bounds at the 49-yard line of the Jets, which makes it a 3-yard pickup, being pushed out by Reed by the Jets. That is going to bring up a Buffalo first down. We are inside of 6.5 minutes left to play in the third quarter. Allen lines up in the gun. Back to his right. Takes a snap. There's a little bit of movement. Throws, and it's going to be caught by Cook, who's going to get to about the 46-yard line. And that's going to bring up second down. There was a little bit of movement there before the snap. I'm surprised they didn't get the false start there. 2nd and 7. Sherwood is being credited with the stop on that play there. 2nd and 7. It is 13-6 in favor of Buffalo, who has the football. They are driving right now. We have 5 minutes and 45 seconds left to play in the third quarter. Allen's going to line up in the gun. Cook lines up to his left, takes the snap. He's back. He is going to roll out to his right, and that's going to be caught and marked down is Stefon Diggs, but that is going to be marked down about the 26-yard line for the first down for Buffalo. So that's going to be 1st and 10. I'm sorry, marked down around the 38-yard line. I misread my lines there. That's an 8-yard pickup for Diggs. And so that will bring up first down. Allen in the gun, takes the snap, fakes the handoff. He's back. He is going to fall. He's going to trip over his own feet a little bit there. And he is going to get sacked. So that is going to bring up 2nd and 13. He's going to be marked down at the Jets' 41-yard line. We are inside of 5 minutes left to play in the third quarter. The Bills are driving. 2nd and 13 from the Jets' 41-yard line. Appreciate you hanging out with us here, folks. This is a 7-play, 34-yard drive that has gone on for at least 4 minutes at this point. Play clock at 5. Allen in the gun. Takes a snap. Back to his right. He's back. He's looking. He throws. It's going deep for Stefon Diggs, and that's going to be intercepted in the end zone. That's going to be a touchback for the Jets, and that is going to be not how, if you're Josh Allen, you wanted that play to end there. You did not want that drive down. The Bills were driving. Bills were going pretty deep there, and he threw it into double coverage looking for Stefon Diggs, and unfortunately he overthrew Diggs, and he was picked off again. That is another interception. That is 2 interceptions for Josh Allen today. Whitehead is being credited with the interception this time. So it was intercept. So that is going to bring out the football 1st and 10 from the Jets' 20-yard line. So just before the Eagles game on Thursday, Amazon Prime Video is going to be releasing the Jason Kelce documentary, the long-anticipated Jason Kelce documentary for Eagles fans, certainly. That's going to be released before the Eagles take on the Minnesota Vikings in Thursday Night Football. The Eagles will be facing off on Amazon Prime on Thursday night. So if you are pretty much anywhere in the country, you'll be able to watch the game on Amazon Prime if you subscribe to Amazon Prime Video. If you are in the Philadelphia area, I was able to confirm via an Eagles spokesperson the game will air on Fox 29 Philadelphia over the air. NFL rules do require that the game be available over the air in the local markets. So in the Philly market, it's going to be available on Fox 29. I don't know where it's going to be available in the Minnesota market if you're watching from there. But if you're watching literally anywhere else, it's going to be airing live on Amazon Prime. It's going to be Al Michaels and Kirk Herbstreit on the call. So that'll be fun. And then, yeah, it's the season premiere of Thursday Night Football. Excited to have this here. Got 4 minutes and 8 seconds left to play in the third quarter after the interception. And it is the second interception for Josh Allen. The first one was kind of, again, it was a punt. Actually, both of them were very similar. But the first one happened on 3rd and 2 sticks. So Wilson's going to line up in the gun. Back to his right. Takes a snap. He's going to throw. That's going to be caught. And it's going to get out to the 30 and down to about the 35 is where he's going to be marked down. And that is Dalvin Cook on the 15-yard run there. So that's going to be 1st and 10 from the Jets' 35-yard line. Yeah, that was double coverage there. That was it was kind of a jump ball, and unfortunately, Allen was just enough off the mark that Diggs wasn't able to bring it in, but Whitehead was. Wilson lines up under center, takes a snap. He's going to dump it off to number 17. That's the first time I've heard his number called, I believe, tonight. No, that's not. It's the third time. I apologize. That's Garrett Wilson. The other Wilson. He is going to lose 2 yards there. So we got about 3 minutes left to play in the third quarter here. Josh Allen has thrown 3 times for more than 20 yards. He has missed on all of them and has been picked off twice. Wilson takes the snap from under center. He's back. He's looking. He throws. It is incomplete. The intended target was Allen Lazard, who is 1 for 2 now on the night with the receptions. His one reception was for 22 yards. It's going to bring up 3rd and 12 for the Jets from their own 33-yard line. Both teams still have all 3 timeouts. Wilson is 10 for 16 tonight for 93 yards. He does have his own pick. Wilson's going to line up in the gun, back to his right. Takes the snap. He's back. He's looking. He dumps it off to number 32, Carter, who's going to get to about the just inside of the 40-yard line there. There is a flag. And they're going to get Brown for offensive holding. But they're going to decline that penalty. It is going to be 4th and 6 from the Jets' 39-yard line is where they mark down Carter there. So that was a 6-yard pickup, but unfortunately not enough. That is going to bring on the Jets' punting unit. Morstead on to punt. Hardy is going to be back to receive for Buffalo. And the kick is away. Hardy's going to field it at the 11, and he's going to try to run and get to about the 15 before he gets bounced out of bounds there. And so that will bring up 1st and 10 for the Buffalo Bills. Heading into a commercial break. 1st and 10 from the 15 is where they're marking him out of bounds. I'm going to real quick take a bathroom break. I appreciate you hanging out here. I'll be right back. I'm back here, folks. Appreciate you hanging out. We are coming up on 2 minutes left to play in the third quarter. Boy, oh boy, do we have a game here, folks. I mean, it could be a better game. It's definitely been a low-scoring defensive game here. The last drive by the Jets was 4 plays for 19 yards. It took about 2 minutes off the clock, a little bit shy of that, about 1:58. So we're just hanging out here. Appreciate you taking the time. Appreciate you watching. It's been a wild and crazy week 1 here in the NFL. Started with the Detroit Lions knocking off the Kansas City Chiefs. Been a pretty big defensive showing here. Josh Allen takes a snap from the gun, fakes the handoff, and then dumps it off to Hardy, who's going to run out the left side for about 4 yards there. They're going to get Carter and Reed credited with the stop there. There's been a lot of pressure by this Jets defense. A lot of tackling there. Allen lines up in the gun. Back to his left. That's Cook to his left. He takes a snap. He's going to roll out to his right, and he's looking, and he's just going to wind up throwing it away. So far, the Jets have had 6 hits on the quarterback, 4 sacks. So the Jets defense has been doing pretty good. Allen lines up in the gun with an empty backfield. Takes a snap, throws. It's going to be caught. And that is going to be Cook knocked out of bounds. He's going to be knocked out short of the first down marker. That was a 4-yard pickup, but it was not enough. So it brings up 4th and 2 from the Buffalo 23-yard line. And so that is very likely going to send the punting unit for the Bills onto the field. And the punt is fielded and away. And it's going to go down to about the 25-yard line where it's going to be caught and it's going to be hit. Caught by number 82 on the punt there. They almost got to the punter. They almost blocked the punt. That was... The Jets have really, really, really been turning it up on the defensive end on defending those kinds of things there. Again, that was almost blocked. If you actually look at that replay there. But they did get it away. The Bills did get it away, and it was fielded around the Jets' 25-yard line. So it will be 1st and 10 from the 25. That was Gibson on the punt return there. He actually fielded it at the 24. So that was a 53-yard punt by Martin for the Bills. Is that their first punt of the game? Nah. It's a second punt of the game for the Bills. There has not been a ton of punting in this game. There's been a lot of turnover, certainly. There has not been a ton of punting. Again, a bunch of turnovers here. So the Bills have one intercept. The Bills were able to get one interception of their own for 13 yards. That was Milano on the interception. And then they were able to force a fumble, but that fumble went out of bounds, so it wasn't a turnover. That was Rousseau on the forced fumble there. And then Whitehead for the Jets was able to pick off Josh Allen twice. Damar Hamlin, we certainly remember what happened to him earlier in week 17 of last season. He had the on-field cardiac arrest. He is inactive tonight, but he has been a presence at Bills training camp. He's been cleared to play football for several months at this point, but he is not active tonight. But that is really incredible, and that was a really, really heartwarming opportunity for football fans to rally together and support in support of a guy who, again, they're glad that he was able to come back to play, and there was some charitable work too. As Wilson takes the snap, and he's going to roll way out to his right after faking the handoff, and that's going to be thrown away incomplete. It's going to bring up 2nd and 10 from the Jets' 25-yard line. We have about 25 seconds left to play in the third quarter. Wouldn't be surprised if we just move straight into the fourth here. But yeah, that was a strong showing of the community that the football fandom brings together. That was I forgot the clock has stopped. Wilson lines up under center, hands it off to Breece Hall, who's going to bounce out to the left and get to about the first down marker. He's going to be marked out just short. So that is third. He's going to be marked out at the Jets 32. It actually is there. So he's going to be about 3 yards shy. It's going to be 3rd and 3 for the Jets. And that will bring it to the fourth quarter. Yeah, the story of Damar Hamlin, again, he is inactive tonight, but the story of Damar Hamlin was really just it was taken a really, really bad, possibly a rough situation for football fans, and the fans of the sport were able to rally together, and certainly in prayer for Hamlin, who and show of solidarity for him, and hoping that he was able to make a full recovery. There was a lot of money donated to his charity in the course of that process. So that was a huge showing of support from the community. So I can tell you right now that was a scary moment for football fans when it was actually unfolding. That led to the suspension of the Bills versus the Bengals game in January. That was a game that had playoff implications. So that was certainly an opportunity for us to really kind of put the game of football aside and really just focus on the players, and seeing the fact that Hamlin has been cleared to play football, which again is huge for somebody who suffered an on-field cardiac arrest. It was a scary scene as the ambulance was coming on and they were administering CPR to him and trying to get him back up and running as quickly as they could, so that way he could make that full recovery. That was huge, and that was a really, really strong showing. Certainly appreciative of the EMS that was present in Buffalo for that game, and certainly appreciative of the football fandom was appreciative of the doctors that helped get Damar fully operational. That was scary for somebody like him. Scary for a lot of football fans, but things have significantly improved since. Wilson lines up in the gun, takes the snap. He's getting pressure. He's going to try to run. He's going to get sacked at about their own 30-yard line. Maybe gets up to the 31, but they are definitely losing yards, and that is going to bring up fourth down. Is going to mark them down at the 31-yard line, so it's 4th and 4. That is going to bring the punting unit onto the field. If you're the Jets, you're really happy with your defensive performance today. Picking off Josh Allen twice is no small task, no easy feat, and you're really happy about that. Your offense needs work. The kick is away, and they're going to fair catch at around the 15-yard line, so that is going to bring up Buffalo football. 1st and 10 from the 15. We are in the final 15 minutes of play here, folks. And this is a game that is already significantly better than the game that preceded it last night. First time ever that back-to-back primetime games have been played in the same stadium. Mad props to the MetLife crew for getting the stadium turned around so that way the Jets could host a primetime game after the Giants technically hosted a primetime game yesterday. Yeah. I say technically because they didn't really show up for it. 1st and 10 from the Buffalo Bills 15. Allen lines up in the gun. Back to his left, takes a snap. He throws. It's going to be caught by Cook, who's going to get to about the 20 before he's forced out of bounds. So it's going to bring up 2nd down and 4. He's going to be marked down at the 21-yard line. Both teams still have all 3 timeouts. This has been a really, really big defensive slogfest here. Really strong showings, really by both defenses. Certainly Buffalo holding the Jets to 6 points. And then the Jets picking off Josh Allen a couple of times. Allen takes a snap, hands it off to Cook, who's going to get to the 1st down marker. So that is going to be a 5-yard pickup. It's going to be 1st and 10. It's going to be a 4-yard pickup. They're going to roll him down at the 25, so it's going to be 1st and 10 from the Buffalo 25-yard line. Clock is running for Buffalo. It is a one-score game, 13-6. We are inside of 14 minutes left to play in the game. Allen lines up in the gun, empty backfield. He takes a snap. He's going to try to take off, but he's going to get hit as he moves forward. That's going to be Johnson on the sack there. He's going to lose a couple of yards. He's going to bring up 2nd and 12 at the Buffalo 23-yard line. And yeah, I don't know where he was looking, but kind of trips over Johnson there. So Johnson comes racing in. He's going to get a block, but he's able to get off of that and trip up Allen in the backfield there. He doesn't do that. Allen probably has a 1st down. Allen lines up in the gun, back to his left. He takes a snap. He's going to dump it off, and it's going to be caught at about the 20. He's going to get up to about the 25, so they will get back to the original line of scrimmage. It is 3rd down. They're going to get it's going to be 3rd and 9. They're going to mark him down at the 26. That was Harris on the reception. The Jets have really had the Bills' number tonight. While, yes, the Bills had a couple of scores early in the game, they have been pretty silent since. Allen lines up in the gun with an empty backfield. Takes a snap. He's back. He's going to roll, and then he's going to dump it off to number 28, who's going to get up to about the first down marker. That will bring up a first down and 10 from the Buffalo 35-yard line. We are inside of 11 and a half minutes left to play in this game. That is Murray on the 9-yard reception. And they're going to credit Johnson from the Jets with the stop. Johnson on that sack there. Allen, so far tonight, it's 25 for 31 for 190 yards. Takes a snap, hands it off, and it's going to be brought down about the 46-yard line. No, about the 41-yard line, I'm sorry. The Jets logo is throwing me off there. This is the first season where the midfield logo is not the NFL logo at MetLife Stadium. Allen lines up in the gun, back to his left. It is 2nd and 5. 2nd and 4, really, from the Buffalo 41-yard line is where they marked him down. Now he moves it back to his right, takes a snap, hands it off. And he picks up about 3. Brings up 3rd down. 3rd and 2 from the Buffalo 43-yard line. So that's 3rd and 2 now from the Buffalo 43. We are inside of 10 minutes left to play in the game. Buffalo has been about 50% on 3rd downs. Can they get another one here? Allen in the gun takes a snap. He's back. He's looking. He fires, and it's going to be picked off again by Whitehead again. That is 3 interceptions for Jordan Whitehead. Jordan Whitehead has basically, did he install magnets in the football? That is all 3 interceptions of Josh Allen, and this is the 3rd interception by Jordan Whitehead. And that brings up 1st and 10 for the Jets from the Jets' 43-yard line. I think I'm going to take a quick look here. We're in a commercial break. But, I think if we look at this, if you actually look, this is the best starting field position that the Jets have had all game because they're starting at their own 43-yard line. Prior to that interception, the best starting field position they had was at their own 26. They've been starting predominantly between their own 20 and their own 26-yard line. They had, on their first drive of the game, they began at their own 12. And then after the first interception of Josh Allen by Whitehead, they started at their own 4. So, again, this has been a defensive game here, folks. And if you like good defense, this is definitely a great game for you. That Bills drive was 8 plays for 28 yards. It did take 4.5 minutes off of the clock, but it does end in another Josh Allen interception by Jordan Whitehead. And if you are Jordan Whitehead, you've got cause for celebration tonight. If I'm the Eagles and I'm looking at this game and I'm looking at scheming for the Jets, my initial thought is to try and figure out how to take Whitehead out of this game. Or at least make sure that he's in a position that we're getting our guys in a position where he cannot pick Jalen Hurts off, because he's got 3 picks tonight on one of the best quarterbacks in the AFC. And that is crazy. And the Jets have really loaded up here on defense, certainly lately. So it's not going to be... This game is really showing that defensively, The Eagles may have their work cut out for them here. Wilson lines up under center. Takes a snap, hands it off. He's going to pick up about... they're going to pick up about 5 yards there. Going to get out to their own 48-yard line. Again, this is the best starting field position that the Jets have had all game. But they've gotten 3 interceptions, all 3 of them coming at the hands of Jordan Whitehead. And he's really had great reads on Josh Allen all night because he's been playing a little bit off of the receivers, but has been able to read the ball and has been able to cut across and pick it off. Wilson takes the snap, hands it off to Dalvin Cook, who's going to really get nothing. So that's going to bring up 3rd and 5. Got inside of 9 minutes left to play in the game. Once again, this is already a better game than the game that was played here in MetLife Stadium last night. A significantly better game. 8.5 minutes left to play in the game. Wilson lining up the offense. Play clock at 3. 3rd and 5. He gets it off in time. Wilson back. He's looking. He throws. It's going to be caught by Allen Lazard, who's going to get to the Bills' 40, 35, 30, and he's going to get brought down at about the 27-yard line. That's Allen Lazard, one of the guys who was brought over as a part of the Jets' attempt to court Aaron Rodgers. That is his 2nd reception of the night. It is his longest reception of the night at 24 yards. He's got 2 receptions for 46 yards total on the night. That puts them 1st and 10 at the Buffalo Bills' 28-yard line. Wilson lines up in the gun. Breece Hall to his left takes the snap, hands it off to Hall, who's going to get inside of the 20-yard line inside of the 25-yard line down to about the 24 is where they're going to mark him down. It's 2nd and 6. We've got 7 minutes and 15 seconds left to play in the game. New York is down 13-6, but they are driving towards the end zone after a 3rd interception of Josh Allen by Whitehead. Jordan Whitehead has all 3 interceptions. Wilson takes a snap, hands it off to Hall. He's going to pick up about a yard. It's going to bring up 3rd down. We are inside of 7 minutes left to play in the game. Both teams have all 3 timeouts. Settle is going to be credited with the stop there on that. We're at about 6.5 minutes left to play in the game. The clock is running. Third and 5. Wilson lines up back to his left. Wilson in the gun. Takes a snap. He's back. He's looking. He's going to fire, and that is going to be... They're calling that a catch. That is Garrett Wilson. That's Wilson to Wilson on the reception there. It is down at the Buffalo 9-yard line. It is 1st and goal for the New York Jets, who are driving there within 1 score of taking the lead here. A touchdown ties this game. A touchdown and a point after gives them the lead. Wilson lines up under center, takes the snap. He's looking, and then he's going to take off himself, gets down to about the 5 before he's going to get brought down around the 3-yard line. It is 2nd and goal for the New York Jets. We are at 5.5 minutes left to play in the game with a running clock. Both teams have all 3 timeouts. It's 2nd and goal. Buffalo 3-yard line is where the Jets have it. That was a 6-yard pickup by Zach Wilson. So Wilson is going to line them up under center. Man in the backfield. Wilson, 3 seconds on the clock. He takes the play clock, takes the snap. He's going to throw, and that is going to be a touchdown for Allen Lazard. throws to Allen Lazard in the end zone. That is a touchdown for the New York Jets. And I'm sorry, I did some math wrong there. It is a 12-13 game now. The point after attempt can give the Jets a tie, or if they choose to go for two, they can take the lead. But and I'm sorry, that's not Lazard. I apologize. That is Wilson. That's Garrett Wilson. So that was Wilson to Wilson again. They are going to take the tie here. There is a flag down. That's delay a game on the Jets. So that's going to cost them 5 yards. So that's going to back them up to the 20 is where they're going to try this point after again. It will, this could give them the tie. The snap, the hold, the kick this time is still good. That was a lot more of a line drive, though. That was a little bit concerning if you're a Jets fan. But the game is now tied. We've got less than 5 minutes left to play in the game after Wilson connects with Wilson for a touchdown for the New York Jets. And we have a ball game here, folks. This is crazy, crazy, crazy. Appreciate you hanging out. We've got a couple people here. Thanks so much for hanging out. Please like and subscribe to Bird's Nest Media. It really helps out the channel here. We're a little bit nascent, but we do try to do what we can to bring you coverage of the National Football League. We provide a bit more of a focus of the Philadelphia Eagles, hence the name Bird's Nest. But we do try to also get you some NFL coverage here. So I would appreciate you if just even for hanging out. If you feel like you want to subscribe to Bird's Nest Media, I would appreciate that as well. Got some exciting things coming down the pipeline. I can't wait for you to see it. Some stuff was starting to get worked on during the halftime here, so can't wait for you to check it out. This is an exciting game here. We got, again, we're inside of 5 minutes to go. The Jets just went on an 8-play, 57-yard drive that took 4 minutes and 48 seconds after Jordan Whitehead picked off Josh Allen for the third time tonight. And finally this time it was giving them good enough field position. That was the best field position that they had started with all game. After that interception, the Jets started at their own 43-yard line, which again is the best starting field position they've had. Jordan Whitehead had 2 interceptions again prior to that. Both of them were down around the end zone. The first one occurred on a third and long by Buffalo that basically was just a giant punt. Got the Jets down to about their 4-yard line. That set up the Jets' first points of the game. After Breece Hall had the longest play of the game, it was an 83-yard run that got the Jets deep into Buffalo territory, but they had to settle for a field goal. Then there was another interception in the game as the Jets kick it away. It is a touchback. And yeah, this was just a crazy game. So Whitehead gets the second interception. It was brought down in the end zone, so the Jets got it at their own 20-yard line, and they got 4 plays for 19 yards, but they wound up having to punt it away. Whitehead is the first Jet with a 3-interception game since 2005. Allen lines up in the gun, and that's a bad snap, but he picks it up, and it's going to be a fumble. There's a fumble, and it looks like the Jets have it. They're ruling the Jets have it. Josh Allen fumbled the snap. He picked it up. He got back to the line of scrimmage, and then he fumbled it again. And now it's chippy. And now they're going at it. Now the benches are clearing. Now they got to get things going here. This is really, really bad if you are Buffalo. Because if you're Buffalo, you've now just handed... That was a bad snap. It was in Josh Allen's face on the ground. It was poorly handled. He does recover it. He gets up to the line of scrimmage, and then he fumbles again as he's going down. That is pretty clearly a fumble, and it was recovered by the New York Jets once again. So it is going to be Jets football. They do look at all turnovers, but this is not one that's going to be overturned. There's clear fumble, clear recovery. It was just a bad play all around. And it wound up getting a little chippy there at the end as the Jets celebrating once again another turnover. This is the 4th turnover that Buffalo has committed. The Jets have their own interception that occurred earlier in the game, but compared to what Buffalo has been put through, it is no surprise that the Jets are even remotely close to this game. And now with less than 5 minutes left to play in the game, the Jets have the ball deep in Buffalo territory, starting at the Buffalo 27-yard line. Both teams have all 3 timeouts, but the Jets are within striking distance. Wilson lines up under center. Man in the backfield. One receiver on the near side. Takes the snap, hands it off to Breece Hall, who's going to pick up about 5-6 yards there. They're going to officially mark him down to the Buffalo 21. That brings up 2nd and 4 for the New York Jets. And just like this, the game that was supposed to be Aaron Rodgers' Jets debut, game that was tarnished by Aaron Rodgers leaving 4 plays into the game, bringing on Zach Wilson, has turned into a New York Jets pretty strong performance there. 164 rushing yards by the Jets. Wilson lines up under center, takes the snap, hands it off to Breece Hall, who's going to pick up about a little bit more than 3 yards, going to get stopped just shy of the first down marker, going to bring up 3rd down. Brought down by Oliver from the Buffalo Bills. 3rd and 1. We have less than 4 minutes left to play in the game. Both teams do have all 3 timeouts. The game is tied 13 all. Wilson lines up under center, takes a snap. He's going to hand that off to Dalvin Cook, who is going to get a push, but it's going to get marked short. He does not get to the first down marker. So they are going to mark it short. It is going to be 4th and inches at about the Buffalo between the 18 and the 17. And they're taking a look at this here. They are going to measure it. So they are bringing the chains out. Inches. It's short. It's 4th down. And now if you are the Jets, you have a decision to make. Do you go for it here? Do you take the points and hope that your defense, which has been extraordinary all night, stops Buffalo once more? They're going to keep the offense on the field, it looks like. Zach Wilson's going to line up under center, man in the backfield. Takes a snap. It's going to be a QB sneak. They got it. It's a first down. You can already tell Lazard is signaling for the first down. The refs are coming in. They're coming in. It's a close one, but it's good. That's going to be a 1st and 10 for the New York Jets. Picks up exactly what he needs. Picks up about a yard, maybe 2, when all things are said and done there. But that is definitely enough for the first down. And so we are inside of 3 minutes left to play. We are going to get one more play off before the 2-minute warning here with a running clock. Wilson lines up under center, I formation, takes the snap, hands it off to Breece Hall, who's going to get dropped in the back, or hands it off to Dalvin Cook, I apologize. Is going to get dropped in the backfield, and that will be the 2-minute warning. That is the 2-minute warning. We have a tie score, 13-all. The first Monday Night Football of the game, and you couldn't ask really for much of a better one. We have a game here with the final 2 minutes of this game. It is 2nd and 13 from the Buffalo Bills' 19-yard line. The New York Jets didn't have a ton of great offensive performances earlier in the game, but they were saved a lot by their defense, which forced 4 turnovers, 3 of them coming at the hands of interceptions by Jordan Whitehead. The 4th one, which the Jets are hoping to capitalize on right now, comes with a bad snap fumble by Josh Allen. And the Jets are pressing forward. Jets were hoping to have Aaron Rodgers take over and lead the Jets to their first victory. Aaron Rodgers leaves the game early. He leaves the game with an injury after a sack. He only gets 4 plays in before he injures his left ankle. He is not returning. He was carted off of the sideline. He was helped to the sideline from the field. They checked him out, put him on the cart. He was carted over to the tunnel. He was helped over to the tunnel, and then the cart brought him basically the rest of the way to the locker room. And then he had a boot on his hand. He had a boot on his left ankle. The x-rays are negative, but he's still not scheduled to return. So Wilson has been running this offense. Zach Wilson has been running this offense for the Jets since really the beginning of the game. It was the Jets' first drive when Rodgers went down. He only got 4 plays in. And it hasn't been the best performance by the Jets offense, but it's been enough so far. And Wilson is currently leading the Jets to what could hopefully for them be one final score, hopefully a touchdown that will give the Jets their first lead of the night. Buffalo, of course, looking to keep that from happening. The game is currently tied, 13-all. 2 minutes left in the game. Ball on the Buffalo 19-yard line. Wilson lines up under center. Man in the backfield, sends a man in motion. Takes a snap, hands it off to Dalvin Cook, who's going to pick up about a yard. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 12 from the Buffalo 18-yard line. They're going to credit Hyde and Bernard on the stop there. 3rd and 12. And Buffalo is going to take their first charged timeout of the half. They have 2 remaining. One minute and 56 seconds left on the clock. Buffalo, of course, trying to conserve as much time as they can. because if they are able to make a defensive stop here, then they will get the ball back and will have an opportunity to drive down the field, possibly kick a field goal to win the game. We'll see what happens on that end. But they've got to make a defensive stop here, and they've got Wilson lining up in the gun. Carter to his left, takes the snap, hands it off to Carter, who's going to run forward and is going to get to about the 12-yard line. That will bring up fourth down and and 6. That gets down to about the Buffalo 12. Buffalo does take their second charge team timeout of the half. They have one remaining. 1 minute and 51 seconds left on the clock. 4th and 6 from the 12-yard line. One minute and 51 seconds left. The Jets are going to probably come out and kick the field goal. Possibly come out and kick the field goal. Yeah, the field goal unit is on the field. Zuerlein. The kick is up. It's another line drive. It's not the best kick in the world, but it is enough. And it is good. And that is going to give the Jets their first lead of the game, and it could not come at a more important time for the New York Jets as they take the lead 16-13 with 1 minute and 48 seconds left to play in the game. But the Bills have just one timeout. They will get the ball with that, depending on how the Jets approach this kickoff, they will get the ball with some time on the clock to play with. It'll be up to the Jets defense for the Jets to come out with the victory here. The Bills, a field goal will tie the game. A touchdown will win the game, most likely, depending on how long it takes them to march down the field. The Jets had an 8-play, 15-yard drive that took 3 minutes and 3 seconds off the clock. That's how they were proceeding after the Josh Allen fumble that led to this drive, that led to the Jets field goal that they just scored. And this was huge game for the Jets defense, which has now, with that fumble that resulted in the field goal, they have 4 turnovers on the night. 3 interceptions coming at the hands of Jordan Whitehead, picking off Josh Allen on some really, really good reads. Some double coverage, some bad throws by Allen, a little bit of overthrowing. But Whitehead was there each step of the way and was able to get himself into a position where he was able to pick off Josh Allen, and especially that last interception. He had a good read and was able to cut right in front of the receiver and pick it off. And that's what led to the Jets tying up the game at 13-all. And then the Jets took the game to the Jets were able to take it away and get the fumble recovery with just less than 5 minutes left to play in the game, and that's how they got the field goal here. Prior to all that, the Bills were really leading the game offensively. It's been a pretty big defensive slugfest since the second quarter, really. It is going to be a touchback. So the Bills will start from their own 25-yard line. Bills have not scored since the second quarter. They scored a field goal. They have 1 touchdown on the night. It's a Stefon Diggs touchdown from Josh Allen. Allen lines up in the gun. Murray's going to line up to his left. There is nary a person sitting down in MetLife Stadium. Allen is 25 for 32 on the night, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions, also lost a fumble. Took the snap. He's back. He's going to roll out. He's going to run and pick up about 7 yards. The clock continues to run. It's going to be a little bit of a hurry-up offense here. Allen is going to corral his team and get everybody lined up. Minute and a half left in the game. Allen, empty backfield in the gun. Takes a snap. He's back. There's somebody coming right for him, but he's able to get the pass off, and that is going to go to number 13. That's Davis on the reception. 1st and 10. The clock continues to run. We have a minute and 8 seconds left in the game. Allen lines up in the gun, still an empty backfield. They got to get pretty far down here. Allen takes the snap. He's back. He's going to fire, and it's going to be caught by Stefon Diggs down in Jets territory about the 47-yard line. We got a minute left in the game. The clock continues to run. Allen lines up in the gun, back to his left. Takes the snap. He's back. He's looking. He's going to fire for Stefon Diggs, who's able to catch the ball and get out of bounds. There is a flag on the play. There is a flag coming in right as Stefon Diggs steps out of bounds. We'll check in on this flag. There are 35 seconds left. It's going to be offensive pass interference. So that wipes away the Diggs catch. It's going to bring up 1st and 20 from the Buffalo 43-yard line. If you're Buffalo, that's not what you want to see. They got Stefon Diggs for the offensive pass interference there. That was a little bit of a push off there. A pretty decent sell job by Gardner there, it looks like, number 1 for the Jets. But they did get Diggs for the offensive pass interference. That brings up 1st and 20. 35 seconds left. It's going to be the Buffalo 43-yard line. Buffalo has 1 timeout left. The Jets do take their first timeout of the half. They have 2 remaining. As they start to take a little bit of strategy going on here and start taking an opportunity to cool down from what has been an intense game so far. Buffalo has not had a great second half. 2 interceptions, a punt, and a fumble. And now they're driving. They're hoping to get to field goal range so that way they can tie the game. Allen lining up at the Buffalo 43-yard line after the penalty. Allen is 3 for 7 on 15-yard throws. He's had 3 interceptions. Empty backfield. Takes the snap. He's back. He's looking. He's firing. It's going to be caught by Stefon Diggs short of the first down marker. The clock is going to get stopped at 28 seconds as Buffalo is forced to take their final team timeout. Catch was made at about the 43-yard line. 42-yard line is where they're going to mark him down. 2nd and 5. 29 seconds is where they're officially stopping the clock here. And with the final timeout. 2nd and 5. Stefon Diggs has been targeted 11 times tonight. He has 9 catches for 92 yards and a touchdown. His longest play has been for 18 yards. Allen lines up in the gun, back to his left. He's making some adjustments. 5 seconds on the play clock. Takes a snap. He's back. He fires. It's going to be caught by Diggs down around the 31-yard line. Clock is running. 20 seconds left. Allen is going to get this ball spiked, so that's going to bring up 2nd down. Stops the clock at 16 seconds. Probably an opportunity for 1 or 2 tries towards the end zone. They're going to stop it at 17 officially. They're going to make a clock adjustment here. So the Bills have 17 seconds on the clock. No timeouts. 2nd and 10 from the Jets' 32-yard line. They are in field goal range. They can tie this game. A field goal ties this game as long as the Jets are able to hold on. As long as the Bills are able to hold on. Allen in the gun, empty backfield. Takes a snap. He's going to fire for the end zone. It's going to be incomplete. He was looking for Davis. Reed was on the coverage there. Incomplete. 10 seconds left to go. They've got time probably for about one more strike towards the end zone. They would either have to get somebody out of bounds or they would have to get a touchdown on the play in order for them to not go home here. Bass is there warming up on the sideline, hoping that he has an opportunity to kick the game-tying field goal. It's going to be 3rd and 10 from the Jets' 32-yard line. Allen lines up in the gun. Now the Jets are going to take a team timeout. They have one remaining, and they're probably going to hold on to that one in the event that Bass comes out there to kick the field goal, so that way they can use that to ice the kicker. We got 10 seconds left on the play. Bass has been good for 60 yards. They're showing some pregame warm-ups here. Doing some simulations here on the sideline. You can see him warming up. Got 10 seconds left in the game in regulation. Allen lines up in the gun, back to his left. Ball is on the 32-yard line. They have time probably for about one strike before they have to kick the field goal. Allen takes a snap. He's back. He's looking. He is going to throw incomplete. He was looking for Murray there. And that is going to bring up Bass out there to kick the field goal. 6 seconds left on the clock. Hoping to send the game to overtime here. This would be the first game to go to overtime this season in the league. It's a 50-yard field goal attempt. 5 seconds on the play clock. The snap, the hold, the kick is off the upright and good. Bounces off the left upright, but the game is tied. 2 seconds left on the play clock. 2 seconds left in regulation. We are probably going to overtime, folks. Barring a miracle play from the New York Jets on the kickoff that's going to ensue following the field goal. It is a tie game. $16-all, and this is going to be a crazy game here, folks. We have a game tonight about to go, probably most likely about to go into overtime. The Bills will probably squib kick it here. Bills were hoping that bounce off the left upright would not go through. It did go through. It is a good field goal, 16-all. And Bass is going to do a little squib kick here to force the Jets to return it. You know what? No, he's going to kick it out of the end zone. And it's going to be 2 seconds left on the clock. They're going to send Wilson out probably to take a knee here. They could run a play. I don't see them running a play here. I don't know. If I'm the Jets, I'm surprised I don't ice the kicker before that, because the Jets do have their one timeout. Wilson's going to line up to take a knee to send this game into overtime. It is the first overtime game of the regular season for everybody. 16-all, folks, and we are here going into overtime. They're going to get the overtime situation set up. We're going to see a coin toss here. The coin toss is going to determine who's going to have possession of the football to start. While we're here, we're going to run through really quickly the overtime rules. There will be one 10-minute period. It is sudden death play. Each team will have an opportunity to possess, or each team must possess or have an opportunity to possess the ball unless the first team to possess the ball scores a touchdown on the opening drive. If it ends on a touchdown on the opening drive, it is game over. Once both teams have had an opportunity to possess the ball, any score will immediately end the game. Each team will have 2 timeouts. All replays come from the booth. Fourth quarter timing rules are in effect. This is huge. Yo, the K-Dog. You're coming in at a great time right now. We're about to go into overtime here for the Bills and the Jets. And the Bills have won the toss. So the Bills are going to receive the opening kickoff. Thanks for hanging out here. This is a incredible start to the Monday Night Football offer. A great way to end the first week. Big Jets fan, I see, huh? I'm just excited about this game here. I'm an Eagles guy, but I'm just excited about this game. This has been a really good, really strong defensive game here. You guys had a really, really good show in there. I'm sure you're big yup. You guys had a really, really good defense there with the Jets, especially. I'm sure you're really glad to have Jordan Whitehead on your team after his 3 picks this game. We're in a commercial break here, getting everything set up. All right. Having Jalen Hurts for your fantasy. That's great. I'm glad to hear that. Hopefully he gives you a little bit better of a performance in future weeks than he did this past week. It was an okay performance, but hopefully he gives you a little bit better of a performance this week here. All right, the Jets are lining up to kick this away. Zuerlein is back to kick it off. And the kick is away. And it is out the back of the end zone for a touchback. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for Buffalo from their own 25-yard line. Including the playoffs, it looks like Josh Allen is 0-4 according to the stats that I'm seeing on the screen here. The Jets hoping to make it 0-5. First and 10. Allen takes a snap, and there's gonna be a flag down. That's gonna be a false start, so they're gonna get Spencer Brown on the false start. So it's gonna be 1st and 15. I gotta ask you, the K-Dog, how concerned were you when you saw Aaron Rodgers leave earlier in the game? Allen lines up in the gun, back to his right. He's back. He's looking. He fires. It's going to be incomplete. He was looking for Knox there on the play. For the Bills, a touchdown wins the game. If they kick a field goal, the Jets will have an opportunity to try for a score themselves. Yeah, I don't blame you on that. You guys, the Jets really went out of their way in the offseason to try and court him. So I got to say, though, like even staying competitive with him not being in the game is an accomplishment. Allen takes a snap, hands it off to Cook, who's going to get a couple yards there. 3rd and 12 from the Buffalo 23. Got 9 minutes and 40 seconds left on the clock here in this overtime period. Third down and 12. Allen lines up in the gun, empty backfield. Going to take the snap. He's back. He's going to roll out to his left. He's going to fire, looking for Stefon Diggs. Incomplete, no flags. 4th down and 12. And the Jets come up with a critical 3rd down stop here. Diggs catches that ball. It's a 1st down. He was right at about the marker. And they're going to punt it away. And it's going to be fielded. It's a short punt. 82 is going. He's at the 45-40, 35-30, 25-20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, New York Jets. Game over. Holy wow. Talk about a way to end this game. It was a really short punt that resulted in a return of probably about 60 or 70 yards there for the touchdown. And the New York Jets clear out and kick off the season with a victory over the Buffalo Bills. Very concerning after the first couple of drives there. The first drive with Aaron Rodgers going down. But Zach Wilson was able to pilot the team, especially as we got later in the game. And with critical plays by the defense, 3 interceptions by Jordan Whitehead, who the player of the game for this team. And then a critical late game fumble by Josh Allen. And the Jets pull away with an overtime victory. That was Gibson on the punt return. It was a 42-yard punt that resulted in a 65-yard punt return for a touchdown. And that's crazy, folks. And that is how kickoff weekend ends. We had great bookend games. We had the first game being the Detroit Lions knocking off the Kansas City Chiefs 21-20 in a crazy game that featured a very last game stop. And now we've got this game, which went into overtime, and the Jets leading their team back from a 2-score deficit to win the game in overtime by a final score of 22-16. The K-Dog, thanks so much for hanging out with us. Thank you so much for anybody else who's here. Please subscribe to Bird's Nest Media. We've got some great stuff going on, but I appreciate you all. I'm going to get going. We've got a late night here tonight, and the Eagles are coming up later this week, but thank you all so much for stopping by. This has been Bird's Nest Media's live stream of the Buffalo Bills versus the New York Jets, the first overtime game. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Joe Donahue. See you next time. And for me, let's go Eagles. And K-Dog, Jets.